Okay. So we finished the Byzantine Empire in your notes. That's all of this. Okay. And now we're getting into Western Europe, primarily France and England. And they're totally tied together. Okay. Something just popped in my head that in class I talk about, but I haven't talked about on here yet. When you see B dot like this for a date, it usually means born. That means we have a birth date for a person, but we don't have a death date or whatever. In this situation, I mean France began, like the actual kingdom of France. Okay. When you see things like this right here, where you have dates right here, and it says R dot, that means that's when they were king. That's when they ruled. So, like, he lived longer than this, but that's when they ruled. Okay. That's going to matter a little bit for today. Okay. So, France. I talked a little bit about Charlemagne already, and he was the king of the Franks. All right. If we look at a map, this right here, all of this, where my arrow is the Holy Roman Empire. All this right here. Okay. This right here is the Byzantine Empire. All right. This right here is Muslim controlled North Africa. Yeah. Granada is here, Muslim controlled. And then we have the kingdoms of Spain. Up here is England, Ireland, and Scotland. France. Right here. Okay. Okay. The land up here, Scandinavia. The people who have settled up there are a group of people that were called Norsemen by Europeans. Norse in German is north. Norse, north. Okay. The Norsemen were the men from the north. Today, we call these people Vikings. All right. The Vikings, previous to this, like the Golden Age, 700s, 800s, 900s, the Vikings were kind of all over the place. They had like what are they called? Raids and settlements here in England. They had raids and settlements over here. They have raids and settlements here. They have raids and settlements down here. Sorry, they. I'm getting texts. They even have like raids and settlements over here in Constantinople. They come over here to Iceland and Greenland and even to North America, a place in Canada called Newfoundland. It looks like newfound land, though, whenever you see it written out. That being said, there's a group of Vikings that settle right here in France. Okay. They're raiders, they're warriors under Duke Rollo. That was his name. Yeah. The king of France gives Rollo, this Viking, this piece of land to stop attacking things, to calm down, to settle, and to become French. Duke Rollo accepts. He gets land, he gets to be a duke. All right, cool. He's a high noble. Okay. Well, people called this land right here the land of the Norse because the Norse men settled it. Over time, the S gets dropped and it's just Normans. Norsemen turns into Norman. Yes? The Normans are Norsemen and the Norsemen are Vikings from up here. All right? This area here turns into an area of France that we call Normandy, land of the Normans. That's going to be, we're going to talk about Normandy again next semester with World War II, because that's where like the D-Day landings are, if you know your history. Yes, they're also going to come down here. Yes, they're also going to settle over here. Yes, they're also going to settle up here. But what matters for us right now is this northern piece of France. And I do have to write back to this text because it's a school person asking me a question. So I'll be back. Pause. Okay, that was a AP test question. Hold on. Okay, it's the principal. Okay, so dealing with France, okay, we have the Normans, yes, and they have settled in this northern part of France. Okay, we have a duke in charge of Normandy. His name is Duke Robert, all right? Sorry, Duke Robert right here. He has a son, an illegitimate son. What does that mean? Illegitimate? Are you answering it in your head? His illegitimate son is named William. Okay. William, his mother is not Duke Robert's wife. Oops. Okay. Duke Robert has an affair. Yeah. And she gets pregnant. She has Duke Robert's kid. A lot of the time in history, especially with nobles, you're not going to see the noble accepting that that is his kid. Doesn't look good. Well, Duke Robert accepts that William is his son. Okay. When William's a kid, I don't remember the age exactly, but when William's a kid, all right, he is made the next duke after Robert. Like he becomes the next duke, which is like totally scandalous because illegitimate children were not typically allowed to get an inheritance from their parents. Like that's just scandalous. William gets to be the duke after Robert dies. Of course, the people of Normandy are kind of like, ugh, this kid who was like born from an affair, gross. Okay. Okay. A few pictures of William. Now, we don't really have any like actual pictures of William that are good. We have that one. Oh my gosh. It looks like he's like fish scale man. That's terrible. Medieval art, we're going to talk about this more whenever we get to the Renaissance, but medieval art is like so much fun, but it's not typically considered good art. It's flat, okay? It doesn't look real. It looks like a child drew it. You don't see a lot of detail and you have no idea where he is. Like if you just look at this background, you're like, okay, whatever. It looks like a coloring book background. Here's another picture. Whoops, that's not him. That's not him. Here's another picture of William the Conqueror on his horsey, fighting a war, a very important war, in a very important year, at a very important place. So this right here is William, okay, fighting a war. Again, it's not considered good art. Does this art change in your mind though? If you know that this is not paper and this is not paint, this wasn't drawn. This is a tapestry, a piece of cloth that hangs over an ugly castle wall. Tapestry. It's cloth and it's woven. It's sewn. Guys, this is cloth. Does that make it a little bit more impressive? Dang, I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, hopefully this situation is clear and we're good. So, this right here, William the Conqueror fighting a war. Yeah? Okay. Oh, I made it big. Where's my arrow, you guys? What happened? There we go. In 1066, actually before that, but this is the King of France. This is not William the Conqueror. This is the King of France, King Philip the First. Okay? Philip the First, King of France. The way feudalism works. Do you remember feudalism? Where is it? What in the world? Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh, it's right in front of my head. The way feudalism works, okay? You have the Pope and then the King, Philip the First. William, being the new Duke of Normandy, is going to be in here or maybe here, but he's in here. He's nobility. So Philip the First tells William what to do as a noble. Are you with me? The king is above William. The king is Philip. The noble is William. Okay? Whatever William does, he does in the name of the king, Philip the First. Okay? So it's like me. Okay? Whatever I do reflects on the school, it reflects on the king. Okay? Whatever William does reflects on France. All right? This gets complicated if you let it. Okay. King, Philip. Duke, noble, William. Okay. The King of England at this time, can't remember his name, who cares? The King of England at this time, now we're down here in France with William and Philip, yes? The King of England at this time doesn't have an heir to the throne. No prince, no heir. Supposedly, according to William, this illegitimate duke, the King of England tells William that he can be his heir to the English throne. I've read some historians who believe that that's possible. Somehow, I don't remember how, somehow William is like distantly related to him, okay? But I've also read historians who are like, yeah, William's full of crap. The King of England would have never told a French noble that he could be king. Plus, he has closer relatives. He doesn't have a son. He did, but he died or whatever. But he doesn't have a son to be the next king, but he does have Harold in his family. So I've read historians who think that that story might be true, that William was telling the truth. And I've read historians that say, no way, never would the King of England say that William could be the next king. Believe what you choose, okay? Doesn't really matter. The point is, William believes that the King of England told him that he could be the next king. Well, whenever the King of England dies, this new guy named Harold becomes the King of England. But William was promised the crown, right? According to William. Harold becomes king, everything's cool. William is like, oh, heck no, I'm going to get my crown. So William starts rounding up his buddies. And he's like, you guys, if I become the King of England, you guys get to be my nobles and you guys get to be in charge of things. So, of course, a bunch of his buddies want to go with him. Yeah? King Philip, King of France. King Philip says, whoa, William, I'm above you. No, you may not go take over England. The king tells the nobles what to do. The noble's job, what? The noble's job is to serve the king. So if King Philip says no, you do what he says. Yeah, William doesn't do that. William's like, psh, later. William gets on a boat, a ship, and heads over. These right here, these pictures, oop, that's not what I want. These pictures that you were looking at, where is it? Here, this one and this one here. They're from a tapestry. It's called the Bayeux Tapestry. It's like crazy long, but it's from this big tapestry that, Norman women did after the battle. And it's done of William fighting King Harold at this big battle, the Battle of Hastings. There's an area of land right here in England, right there. And there's this like plain that's called Hastings. Okay. So William and his dudes come over and they start fighting King Harold and his Englishmen. Well, somewhere in the battle, King Harold gets an arrow to the eye. I don't think I put this picture in there, but it's a fun picture. I'm a terrible person. I want you to see it. Right here. Aren't I terrible? What? There we go. Look, King Harold gets this random arrow in the eyeball and ends up dead. Okay, well, at that point, guys, all you have to do to conquer something is kill the king. Kill the king, take the nobles, take the land, you win. Okay, so Harold's dead just from this rogue random arrow. King William's like, me, king, awesome, king. There's a problem. He's a king. Do you see a problem? If not, because this gets complicated, I understand. Let me show you. King Philip is above William. William is King Philip's noble. Okay? William went from Normandy and conquered England, naming himself king. But he's a noble under Philip, which means Philip is still above him, which means he just made Philip emperor of a combined England and France. Did I lose you? It would be like me going to take over the world history class at Lee. I just took it over. It's mine. But who's above me? Our principal. So do I have total autonomy, total control at Lee? Or do I still have to do what my principal says? Well, that's the question, isn't it? Because feudalism says, again, let me go back because I know this is complicated, you guys. Feudalism says, William was here. He just conquered England, so he moved here. But Philip is above William. So what he did is he just made Philip emperor. Emperor of what? Emperor of a combined England and France. That's what feudalism says. This is France. That's a lie. This and this down here is France. Because William owns this, he's the Duke of this, but he's it's so confusing. King of this. He's not king here. He's still under Philip. What he did is it's like he conquered this for Philip. Philip is like, seriously? I mean, thank you. But now all of the English nobles who we had good relations with are going to fight us. Now we got problems. Now it's very possible that the Kingdom of Wales aren't going to want us there. We got problems. Could the Holy Roman Empire over here be concerned that we have this growing empire of France. Yes, Philip's like, whoa, let me do some damage control, Holy Roman Empire. I didn't do it. My crazy noble did. Spain, although Spain doesn't exist yet, but Spain, I didn't do it. I'm not trying to expand France. I'm good. What William did is he created an empire out of France. And technically, he's still under King Philip. The problem is, William didn't believe that. William's like, no, no, I'm king. I'm equal to you. And Philip's like, no, no, you're my noble. No, we're both kings. William, you made me an emperor. You're a king. I'm above you. No, we're both kings. William is like, I don't know if he didn't get it or if he really got it and he just didn't care. That's kind of what I think. But for the rest of his life, unfortunately, he's going to have to fight the English nobles. Because what he does is he replaces the English nobles with his French buddies from down here in Normandy. And he puts a lot of his French nobles in charge of English lands. Guys, they're French. Imagine if I can't think of any, Canada just took over America and replaced all of our nobles, our rich people, with their people. Is that okay? Maybe for some of you. Some of you be like, no, I'm American. That's what's happening here. He's replacing the rich, the nobles, with Normans, with French people. They're speaking French in the government now. They're writing, well, he didn't write, but that's okay. They're writing in French. Like, people are going, okay, wait, we're English. We're not French, we're English. But see, England and France are going to be tied together now. They're like a big empire, sort of, but they're a weird empire because the King of England is a noble under the King of France. But they're both kings? Yeah. If you're confused, good. That's okay. Because I know this is freaking weird. What did William just do? Well, according to William, he made himself equal to the King of France. According to King Philip, he made himself, wait, he made, I think I got confused. According to Philip, the King of France, he made himself an empire now. So do you see the problem? Do you see the question? Feudalism does get really complicated whenever you start looking at all the intricate, like who owns what, who controls what, who's next in line. It gets pretty crazy. And this is an example of that. England and France are going to be tied together as like one big empire kingdom until nope, that's not right, until the 100 Years' War, which is coming later. It's like 1300s. So they're tied together for a long time. It's not until after the 100 Years' War that England and France separate. So that means that whole time, that whole, like, I don't know, 300-ish years, the kings of England are French men. William the Conqueror is French. He's French. He speaks French. He's French in culture. His son, William Rufus, is French. He speaks French. He's French. They're all French until the 100 Years' War. And then the two kingdoms actually like separate forever. Is this weird? Yeah. Yeah, it is. And I want you to see something. Kings of England. Okay. We start with William the Conqueror. He's also sometimes called William of Normandy. All right. So don't get them confused. If you have a document talking like AP test or whatever, talking about William of Normandy, it's the same person as William the Conqueror. Don't think they're different. All right. William the Conqueror. Oops, wrong thing. That's what I meant to do. What? Sheesh, man. Okay, there we go. William the Conqueror, King of England, fights for the rest of his life against his own English people. Okay. Sorry. Okay. When he dies, though, you see, 1087, his son, William Rufus, takes over. We call him Rufus, William the Red, because of his hair. This family right here, they were known to have wild, kind of crazy, kind of like curly hair, just wild red hair. Okay, so William Rufus, also called William the Red, he is going to calm down some of the fighting that was going on with some of the English nobles. He's going to like get them in control and things are going to calm down a little bit under him. We're not really going to talk about him, but I want you to see the progression of kings. So William takes over for about 20 years ish, yeah, and then he dies. This is all family. Now, cousins, sons, whatever, but they're all family. After him, we have Henry I. He rules for about 30 years, yeah. Things are calming down. England is becoming its own kingdom, still with France above it, okay? But England is becoming its own thing. It's doing well. Things are all right. We're doing good. And then we have a problem. Oh my gosh, we have the whole Stephen versus Matilda thing. After Henry I dies, there's some like succession drama. Who's going to take over next? Well, next in line is Matilda. Oh, God forbid she's a woman. And I don't remember the succession, if she's a cousin or if Stephen's a cousin. I don't remember the whole detail. But God forbid, Matilda's next. She's a woman. Can't happen. So basically, Matilda claims the throne. Stephen's like, oh, God forbid, a woman. So he claims the throne. Officially, Stephen has the throne for about 20 years. Okay? Look at his name. Stephen of Blois. Yeah, Blois is French. It's a place in France. Okay? These are all French kings. The nobles of England, they're all French right now. Kings are leaving their land in France. I'm sorry. Frenchmen are leaving their land in France, going to England to be king. Can you imagine having a Canadian in charge of America and it's like normal? And it's okay with us? I don't know. Maybe it's cool with you. That's weird. A French Canadian. You don't even speak our language. What? It's weird. This is weird. Okay, after Stephen dies, 1154, there's some more drama. Who's going to be the next king? That leads us to Henry II Plantagenet. And I don't know if I included the family tree in here or not. I did. Okay, look. Where are we? Okay, here, right here is Stephen. Okay. Look. So we have William the Conqueror. Okay. Then we come here. It's kind of hard to follow these things. We have, where is it? This is not Matilda that was queen or king, whatever, that claimed the throne. It was, where is she? Right here. Right here? Right here? I don't know. I don't remember anymore. But we have Stephen here. Okay. And then look. We have Henry I. Here she is. Here's Matilda. That's what I was looking for. Henry I. His daughter Matilda should be queen, right? But Stephen won't allow it because why? She's a woman. Then, look right here. We have a Henry II. Yeah? This is our Henry II Plantagenet. And the kings that come after him that we'll deal with. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video because the next drama is like Jerry Springer on crack drama. It's way fun. So, all right, there we go. Bye.